at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. The Jaguars hit a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now Lawrence. Open man right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work because he's going to leak out of the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field. And a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was an absolutely dominating shutdown performance for them because they shut down the run, they shut down the pass. I think at one point, the question was whether or not they could actually hold them to negative yardage for the entire game. That's how well they played. I don't know if those numbers can carry over to this one, but I do expect to play at a high level. That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he will have a Jaguars first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he lost the football. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Here's Lawrence. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
You look at this Jaguar defense.
They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator. Because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
That one goes for 8 yards.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
And this was a little bit of the knock on him coming out of college. Sometimes the concentration could wander a bit. This should have been a big play, but somehow he's not able to corral it.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Williams.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's Williams.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Up the middle they go. Overton. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
Throwing is Williams.
Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
They'll go. Here's Williams.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. To throw, it's Williams.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They'll try again, and this time he's in for the touchdown. Well, we have seen the stiff arm get a bit of renaissance here in recent seasons, and that was pure strength there as he forced his way into the end zone.
And when you think of guys who use the stiff arm so effectively, I go back to guys like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, some recent guys like Marshawn Lynch. Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Bronco Nagurski, he dealt out a wicked stiff arm.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 10. Now Lawrence now going to move him around.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe some explanations. One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Williams, a man in motion right. On 3rd down, Overton. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
On 4th down, here's Williams. That is incomplete.
The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At the 33-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Lawrence.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Lawrence will throw.
Escaping the pressure right.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
He's going to look deep down the field. And this is caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Jaguars have retaken the lead.
Now the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. On 3rd down, Overton. Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. To the air, Williams.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Looking to throw is Williams.
It's brought in by Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Williams going to look to throw again. Going right back to Wilson.
Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before break. Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Oh, it's some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. And Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And touchdown. A great effort there. 82 yards.
And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
They'll get this up to the 47 and block down there.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. Here's Lawrence to throw.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. There at a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. They'll get this one complete to Winslow. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
They'll get this complete to the rookie from Michigan State.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll look to throw now on first down.
Now,
well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Eagles have yet again retaken the lead.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do. So I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
This is 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
3rd down and 10. From the gun, it's Lawrence.
And this throw will be intercepted. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now, hold on a second. Why would they decline that? Charles?
I don't have a good answer for you, but let's work the math here a little bit. If you take the penalty, you get 5 yards. Minimum.
You're in the positive in the yardage, and you get to rerun the down you just had.
I like that. I like that little extra on top of the whole thing. This makes 0 sense.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
Now, how about this? They'll change it at the line.
Now Williams throwing on 4th down. Looking deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And can they take advantage? Their defense got the fourth down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence, flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a 1st down.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. He's across midfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 20-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but...
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it.
And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
On 1st down, Overton down to about the 45.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. Overton, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. They'll run on 1st down. Overton. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game.
And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. This is 1st and 10.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. They need a touchdown, the two-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
Now Lawrence.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They run the counter. Overton. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Williams.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Eagles are going going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
That's to the sideline and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
This one deep for Wilson.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Here's 1st and 10. Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. And this one nearly intercepted. That one might need to go back to the drawing board. Almost a disaster. It winds up just an incomplete pass, though. A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
He's got a man complete. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing now, Lawrence.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you've often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
Back to throw, Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Well, this defense, Charles, we know how good they are, but they've been beat a couple of times in this game. However, they got the latest laugh.
And how about the way they hung in there? Because you're exactly right. They're not used to being dented as they've been so far in this game. But what they just did there with that pick-6, that's the equivalent of what was happening to them. They're throwing touchdown passes against them. Okay, we'll take one back against you.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. And that one will drop incomplete. 4 seconds remaining now in this half. Likely time for just one final play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Now, this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. A final shot now for Lawrence.
And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance.